Let's read the blurb. That's just around the corner. 29 minutes. Henry Ford built 9 of these great generators in his powerhouse, driven by coal, gas, and steam. These engines represented Mr. Ford. For Mr. Ford, the pinnacle of power, efficiency, and beauty. Years later, he had one engine moved a few miles to the spot and built his museum around it. Today, this engine represents something more. It symbolizes the place where the mainspring of the 20th century was wound. The automobiles, the production methods, and his philosophy of labor that came out of the Highland Park plant changed the world. Still today, we feel their effects, even as the century turns and our circumstances and the way we work change once again. I can always tell when I'm getting a bit tired. I start stumbling on my words and I don't enunciate the letters and I talk a little too fast. I hear it. Highland Park plant engine generator, built 1912. Making Model Ts wasn't a simple business. It might have been a simple car, but the machines required to run the plant was obviously very complicated. Electrical generation and transmission. Walking beam. Massive Bausch and Lomb Incorporated binoculars. There's my spare camera. I got 2 of them identical. One of them wasn't focusing a few days ago, but it's focusing now. I have no idea why. Combination cast steam engine built by the Hooven Owens Rentschler Company, Hamilton, Ohio, for Ford Motor Company, Detroit. Hop in, we'll fill it up with hot water. You can take a bath. It's crazy. Richardson automatic sight feed oil pump, Model M, 6 feeds. The Richardson Phoenix Company, Milwaukee. I've never been to Wisconsin, land of 1,000 lakes. What's your baseball team? Go Detroit Tigers. I said I'd get a D sticker for my Suburban because Detroit has been good to me. Next time when I come back, I'm going to bring my lawnmower and cut the grass. Look at the size of this thing. 2 cylinders. 1 cylinder. 2 cylinders. Wow, this is crazy. Rock. 2 cylinders. I don't even know what this is. What the heck is this? Ford 1915 Bell safety lower raise running shutdown. 5,000 amperes. He needed power. Looks a little greasy, like it's fluid filmed. Combination cast steam engine built by the Hooven Owens Rentschler, Hamilton, Ohio. Ford Motor Company, Detroit. Detroit. Open, 3/4, half, 1/4 shut. It's a big armature commutator. Weston Electrical Instrument Company, Newark, New Jersey, USA. Steam, Ford Motor Company. Receiver, water, RPM, 120 RPM max, air, vacuum. The old cloth belts. Everything here is just massive. Let's make it bigger. We need more power. We've got to produce cars. $5 a day on the assembly line. A man and his ideas. All those little Oilers. A man and his idea. More steam. Just crazy. There's shafts. Just, how do you keep track of all this? It is just crazy. Just putting it together must have taken a year. Build it, build the machines, build the building to cast the pieces, design it, have an idea, assemble it, work out the kinks, and crank that baby up. My, my, my. And just think, some of us can't even get out of bed in the morning to change oil in the Suburban or throw a coat of wax on the floor or the Suburban. And you have a man here that builds a machine that just defies any kind of understanding or logic. Casting. It's like looking into a submarine. One heck of a connector rod. Wow. Good. Even the stairs, cast iron. Look at the size of that flywheel. Just gives you a whole different understanding. There's all 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all there. Just to make electricity. This is just too much. It's too much. You can't fathom. This reminds me of the movie Les Miserables. If you go to see that movie, and you really should, or rent it, or whatever, Redbox it, the first opening scene shows a bunch of men, lots of men, struggling to pull a limp boat into the bay or the inlet. They'd just been to war, and all these men are cranking on a rope to get this machine, this boat with its sails tattered. Rent the movie. It's just worth it for the opening scene. It's a great movie, but just the opening scene, to me, is the high point of the movie. There's Jean Valjean, the whole business. Just the opening scene. Go rent the movie. Les Miserables. Yep. It's not funded by Henry Ford, or the Ford Motor Company, rather. It's not funded. It's all privately funded, corporate funded, independent of the Ford Company. It's just crazy. Where do you come up with an idea to make something? Hey, Ma, I designed this huge generator. We're going to make 9 of them. Each one's the size of a friggin' train. Yeah, 6,000 horsepower at 80 RPM. When this thing cranked, imagine the rumble in the building. All those moving parts. Water pumps and valves and boilers and water and cooling and oil and accidents on the job. Valve train. Pedestals in the building you had to build around it. It's great. It's big. So big. It makes everything else look so small and insignificant. I'm glad that I looked at this machine last of all the engines. I know you can't see it all perfectly. I apologize. I gave Mrs. CW a newer camera, but I didn't like it. But it had better light receivers. Alright, it's enough of this. Every time I turn around, there's something else to look at. More pieces and parts. Spare connecting rod.